Well, thank you so much for helping my
Thank you,
project.
no problem.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
I'm Arnav. I am class of 2026 and I go to Duke and I'm majoring in EC and CS.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
what got you into computer science?
Well, computer science I've always been interested in from school, but then when I went back, like when I went to college, I wanted to deal with more like the hardware stuff too, so I decided, ECCS is like one of the more popular majors at Duke, so I decided, I might as well. It's only like 2 extra classes if you're doing CS,
wow.
major in EC, so, if you're doing EC to double major in CS, so I thought might as well.
And so, do you see yourself designing like chips, boards?
Yeah, more like embedded systems and robotics is more of my thing right now. But yeah,
robotics, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I've been wanting something to do the dishes, so hopefully that'd be that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, did you know NASA's planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
No, I did not know that.
Now that you've heard about it, any initial reactions?
I'm not really sure about it. I mean, like, I heard a lot of things about, like, the funding being a little bit, like, sketchy. And then you have, like, companies like SpaceX and, like, the more, like, private sector going to space. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out or, like, what their future plans are. But, I think the more, like, of the private sector and their idea of going to space, I think that's more, like, beneficial because with NASA going to space and, like, tax funding and that kind of stuff, I know it's a concern for a lot of people, but I know like when like SpaceX or someone goes to space, it's like more like their own money, their own like and if SpaceX like those kind of companies reach out to the public, then it's nice because then you're like satisfying both like the public's interest in going to space as well as not having to deal with like the problems with like private like public funding and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's nice, but I think more of like the private sectors, it's more of like the private sector's kind of thing to deal with, I think.
Yeah, they'll be a lot more efficient, goal-driven, as opposed to having to satisfy so many different interest groups.
Exactly, to satisfy the interest, like government interest groups and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I think.
In 200 years, do you think we are multiplanetary or we're still only monoplanetary?
I think in 2 years, you said?
200.
200.
Yeah, 200 years. Yeah.
I think we might be multiplanetary the way we're trending in terms of like global warming and just like resources and overpopulation and that kind of stuff. We might be multiplanetary, but it's hard to say.
Okay, yeah. But you see that would be driven by something bad as opposed to trying to achieve something good?
I think it would be driven more out of necessity than out of like interest or like curiosity, in my opinion. But,
okay. If you could, would you take a trip to space?
I would, yeah. I think I mean like with Blue Origin and everyone offering like tours and stuff, I would definitely love to, yeah. I mean now it's for like the wealthy basically, right? So, but I would love to, yeah.
How far would you consider going?
Ooh, that's a great question, and I'm not really sure. I mean, like it depends on like, I guess the safety of the whole thing. Because I'm very curious, but it'd probably depend on like the safety of the whole operation and stuff. But I guess to the moon and back would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.